In this video, I'll be talking about the format and structure of the consulting case. Needless to say, it's of utmost importance for you to understand what the consulting case is like and how to navigate it. The primary goal of the consulting case interview is for you to successfully navigate the structure of the case and arrive at a good recommendation. The topics covered in this video and in all other videos in this series are available in a lot more detail in the notes available in the description. There are broadly 4 different types of important cases that you might get in the consulting case interview. The first is profitability, the second is market entry, the third is pricing, and the fourth is unconventional. Now, you could also get business development cases, but as a type of case, it isn't distinct or interesting enough for us to cover that separately. If you're able to solve each of the first 4 types of cases, you can easily solve a business development case. The frameworks for all of these cases, including the business development one, are available in much greater detail in the notes available in the description. Every consulting case, independent of which of the 4 or 5 types it falls under, goes through 3 important stages. The first is clarifying questions, where after you've received the problem statement, you actually ask a few questions to improve your understanding of the situation. Once you have a clear understanding of the context, we get into the second stage, which is structuring and solving. This is the bulk of the case, where you actually break down the task at hand and arrive at a solution. And third and finally, once you have that solution in hand, you synthesize what you've learned and therefore what you believe is the appropriate recommendation for your client. Once you receive the problem statement, there should be a ton of doubts in your mind, because after all, this is an entirely new situation. Therefore, you ask clarifying questions to get at least the bare minimum amount of information required for you to start approaching the problem, not for you to have all of the information you need to finally solve it. In order to do this, I think that there are 5 key categories of questions that you should look to ask, or check whether you have a decent understanding and can maybe skip this question. The first question is the objective. From the problem statement, is it clear what the end goal is, or should you ask a few clarifying questions to make sure that you know exactly what it is that the client finally wants? Second, the mentioned terms. There are often going to be a few words in the problem statement which are either entirely new to you and you need to understand what they mean, or they may be ambiguous and you want to clarify what it means in this context. Third, we look at the business model, which broadly speaking is how do these people operate and make money. More specifically, you might want to break this down into understanding who are their customers, whom do they make money from. Secondly, what are their business offerings or what do they provide to make money? And third, what is their value chain or process? What are the different steps involved so that they can make money? Fourth, you'd want to understand what the industry is like. You might want to know who their competitors are, who else is in this industry, or anything about how the industry as a whole works. And fifth, or finally, what you'd want to do is check whether there are any other questions which really aren't covered in these first 4. So ask yourself the 7 question words of what, when, where, who, why, which, and how. Some of these might not be relevant, but just think them through in your mind and see if they apply to something and if an important question pops up in your mind. The bulk of the case is in structuring and solving, where we have an objective at hand and we keep narrowing it down through our structures until we're finally able to arrive at a pinpointed solution. Now, this whole process of structuring and solving happens in a very cyclic manner. This cycle itself contains 4 steps. The first is we state the objective at hand, which is either what we've clarified right at the beginning of the case, or as we keep going forward, we'll keep refining the relevant portion of the objective. We state it out loud to make sure that the interviewer is on the same page as us. After that, we go to the second step, which is pausing and structuring. Here we ask for a minute to structure our thoughts, and we just write down what could the structure look like, what is going to help us break down the task at hand into smaller relevant pieces. Third, we will run the structure by the interviewer and get their buy-in. So this would sound something like us first stating out what the structure is, and then asking, does this make sense? Or if this sounds good, I would like to go through each step of the process in order to check where the issue may lie. The idea here is that once you've got the interviewer's buy-in, you know that you're on track. This also gives them an opportunity to nudge you in the right direction in case you're missing something here or there. Fourth, we will try to actually go through each bucket in the structure to get more information or identify where the issue might lie or where we should go forward. Alternately, at this point, you could even come up with a hypothesis where if you have enough meaningful information, you might in fact say that your hypothesis is that the issue lies here for so and so reason. This saves you a little bit of time and gives you the opportunity to look sort of smart and show the interviewer that you also are keeping track of really what's going on here. Either you're right and the interviewer tells you to go forward in that direction, or they give you more information and say that this isn't quite the direction, but you get the required information to find out which bucket of the structure to really look at further. And so, once you've picked a bucket to deep dive into, once again that becomes your stated objective and you repeat this overall cycle. You will keep repeating the cycle until you get closer to the answer. In my experience, this might happen maybe 3 to 4 times, and you will break out of the structure or break out of this cycle only in 2 cases. The first case is when you've got an insight, but it isn't really the final insight, it's just a useful step along the way. When this happens, you would want to summarize the insights that you've got so far. Do not give an entire case summary, but instead just point out the 2-3 main findings that you've had and state that now you would like to perhaps go in a certain direction to look for other points of information which will help you arrive at the final recommendation. The second case in which you will break out is if you've got an insight which is really useful and you've got to arrive at the final solution or recommendation from there. In that case, you would further structure this, but the difference here is that you won't complete the entire cycle, but you will only structure to the point where you can come up with a couple of recommendations in each of the buckets in your structure. In the final step, once you've structured and solved and figured out what needs to be done, you reach the synthesis. The idea here is that once again you pause and ask for a minute so that you can structure your ideas and provide a recommendation. This part of the case sometimes gets cut out if there is a time crunch, but the synthesis is the easiest part of the case to get perfectly right. The idea here is to start off with your recommendation or the insight. This is also called answer first. In 1 or 2 lines, just give the clear recommendation of what you think the client should do. Then back that up with 3 points on why you believe this should be done or what actions you think should be taken in order to make this finally happen. Be very careful to make sure that your synthesis is not a summary. We do not want to cover each of the facts of the case. We want to only provide the end recommendation along with either 3 reasons or 3 stepping stone actions that need to accompany it. Those are the 3 key steps involved in solving a consulting case. You can find more information on this same topic, a whole bunch of frameworks which you will find useful, and of course more details on all other topics in this video series in the detailed notes available in the description. If this video or other videos in the series seem relevant and useful to you, do remember to like, share and subscribe.